Welcome everybody to the 5-Star Frogcast. I'm your host Kevin Benamdor, joined alongside yet again Anthony Lopes here on the 5-Star Frogcast.
Back.
You're back to back. Just Tony and I.
Where's
For those
Tyler?
that don't know, Tyler was not present last week's episode where we went over the debut of Raw on Netflix. If you haven't checked that episode, go check that one out. Also, you really have to go look at that episode because obviously we saw some footage towards the end, which we'll take a look back right now. And so yeah, Tyler, he's out. He was attacked. I mean, in that video, couldn't really tell who did it, any clues, anything. It was just
Nothing.
the cameraman went backstage, saw him on the ground. Still had a grip to that belt though. He's fighting champion.
Yeah.
He's a fighting champion.
Till the
So
end.
maybe that's a hint. That's the only hint we got, that he still wants to fight and be the champion. But here on the 5-Star Frogcast, we must have a defending champion at all times. So Interim championship will be on the line for this episode. Saturday night's main event, San Antonio, Texas, Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Streaming on, I think it's Peacock, and then also on NBC for the American viewers. For us Canadians, though, I don't know.
I think it's global.
Global, yeah. Or
Is
I saw it YouTube, possibly, which would be very odd, but
Right.
I don't know.
I think I had
It's
to
not
try
a
to
pay-per-view, so not Netflix. We
I had
ain't
to
getting
watch-
that good of a deal.
There was that SmackDown before Netflix went on air that I couldn't watch. I had to watch it on
Right.
YouTube.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, I do have like that Android box, so I can just watch it on NBC if I wanted to. I'll be fine either way. But for people who don't have an Android box, maybe they have to.
Oh, yeah, it's right before Saturday Night Live on.
Oh yeah.
On channel. We get NBC. So yeah.
Fun fact though, I know like way back when Saturday, when they did a Saturday night main event, it actually took away Saturday Night Live.
No
It
way.
took over.
The beginning of
Yeah.
it?
No, there was no
Oh.
Saturday Night Live that week.
Oh, they probably got a good viewing.
Brought back then, yeah. When it was like booming, because the other thing,
Yeah.
these are old. These are like the 80s and the 90s, so
Yeah.
that's when it was
They
booming,
probably had-
like really, yeah. So, that's pretty cool. But
Wait.
yeah, we gotta figure out an interim champion. I think before we go into that though, there obviously is the 4 matches on this card. I don't think they're gonna add any other matches. I mean, they got the contract signing, which will definitely take up some TV time, and then they probably want to make these matches a little longer than the first reappearance of this whole show, because I know that was one big argument that people had, and they wanted the matches to be a little longer. I mean, it's okay. It is a house show at the end of the day, I think. That's why I call it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. If they add another
It's
match,
fun.
oh well.
There's some good matches on here.
Oh yeah,
Actually, there's
definitely
some
good
great
matches.
match. Yeah.
There are, and like one of them's actually not even for the title, which is Braun Strowman, Jacob Fatu. I think
That
it's
might be
actually, it might be a good, if they let them cook. It might actually be pretty good, because you can see how Fatu hangs with the big guys. And then
Yeah,
some other
that's gonna
good
be fun.
matches. I mean, we saw a title change. Well, a new champion of the first event. We could see a title change. I know there's a lot of
Yeah, we
people
could.
talking about Gunther's title reign kind of being lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But before we get into all that, I want to quickly talk a little bit about the Rumble. How it's stacking up so far.
Oh, the men's is
The
really
men's,
stacked.
it's stacked, but I think this is definitely a thing between you and I.
Yeah.
I'm sick of hearing who's in this Rumble. Like, stop
don't
announcing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like a thing that you and I both agree on a lot of time. I
from
don't want to hear anymore.
no.
That's it.
You have the
Keep
big
it. Whatever you
big
have. You
names.
have 9 out of your 30. You
Yeah.
have your big names. Stop now. Just stop. I
I'm
don't want to hear.
I don't want to post. I don't want to see anything.
No.
I'd rather, I guess, be surprised, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd rather count down.
I think it was
10,
last
9.
year. They had like 26 out of 30.
It's been.
Remember, it was a crazy number last year.
It's been, I think, 3 or 4 years in a row now.
Yeah, I don't want to. No, I think this year is going to have more surprises than the previous years. From the TNA merger to
the deal. Yes, that's a big thing.
people returning and
Yeah. No, they got 9 out of 30. I think they'll stick at that.
Mhm.
You don't have to announce any other obvious choices to go into this because there's no point. I'd rather just still be like, oh, okay, he came in, than be like, oh, okay, when's this guy coming in? And then the women's literally 2 of 30, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Right now, like the women's is a little more harder to predict than the men's. Because I think out of the announced people for the men's, I think one of them will have to win. It's hard for me to, I don't know, like who else? Like there's only a couple guys in my head right now that I'm thinking are gonna be within the top 5 left.
yeah.
And they're pretty much from the list right now.
Oh, for sure.
But I still want to see like those NXT guys come up. I still want to see a couple TNA superstars show up.
Yep.
Maybe a return, a legend or two.
Yeah. I
Wade
miss
Barrett, Nick Aldis,
Corey Graves. No.
Corey Graves, even though he seemed very happy to be on NXT the other
Right where he belongs.
Yeah, right where he belongs, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I still think there's something.
I think that's what's missing from the Rumble. I feel like years ago there was like returns of legends and just surprises that really makes the Rumble that much more special.
Yeah.
Than any other PLE.
Yeah.
But I swear the past few years was just meh.
Yeah, like I don't want it to be fluctuated though with
No.
so many legends because then it's like okay, they don't care about the future.
You want like one for sure, maybe 2. That's the most. Like I'm not saying. Actually, last year's Rumble was pretty good when it came to like storytelling and the different characters. They were more focused on the current crop. You're right.
The Hulkster, does he show?
Oh God, I hope he walks in and walks out. Gets thrown over right away.
By CM Punk.
Yeah.
He delivered a good promo.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a pretty good promo by him on Raw. No, but again, I don't want to hear anything else from the Rumble. Leave it as is, WWE. You only got a few weeks anyways, so just leave it as is. I don't want to hear Logan Paul, like, because it's guaranteed gonna happen. It's actually guaranteed gonna happen. He's showing up on Monday night, next Monday night.
And
I declare myself for the Royal Rumble.
That's fine.
Okay, there you go. That's the last one. No more. I don't want to hear it. Give us 10, give us 20 to decide off of. Matt Cardona. He's been a guy we've always talked. We've talked about him for the past couple of years to show up.
I thought last year he was going to show up.
Yeah. I don't know. He could. He could.
I hope he does.
That'd be awesome.
And then maybe
it could just be a one-off. It could be a one-off. Or he gets signed to TNA. Or maybe he does come back to WWE. That'd be cool. I think the 3 guys I want to see though are, I want to see Matt Cardona back in the ring, in the WWE ring. I want to see Wade Barrett show up.
Yeah.
And I do want to see Nick Aldis show up. I think those 3. Cool. I'd be pretty content with those 3.
My number 1.
Yeah.
Is the TNA champ, Joe Hendry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot he's the champ. I thought it was.
He won it on. Yeah, he beat Nick Nemeth.
Did he? Okay.
on Sunday, Saturday, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he could definitely show up. He's shown up at NXT a few times, so
Yeah.
I think he'll play. I'm plus see because the crowd will go with it. A big one for a Aleister Black, Malachi Black.
Hear that theme song again?
Apparently, he's not signed with AEW. He didn't resign with them. Not in
No.
contract right now. That's the rumor. He could show up because I know AEW doesn't have that no compete clause. He could just go
That's
straight
true.
to WWE. Another big name apparently having some problems with Tony Khan, Britt Baker.
Yeah, we have no
Big,
idea what her contract situation's like, but
Apparently
see-
working with her, Tony Khan's fed up with her apparently.
damn.
Which I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but that could be two big losses for the AEW roster. Easy snags for WWE and TNA.
Yep.
Britt Baker for sure, I think could fit both WWE or TNA style. Maybe bring her to NXT. NXT's women division is already pretty strong. Like they've got a
It's
good
insane.
group down there. So I don't think I want to bring her there.
No.
I don't know. There's some big names to throw around there though. I do think Black does show up though. That's another one that would be really cool. The people that there was something I thought I saw. You know the Dominic Mysterio handing over the card to Gable.
To Gable. No,
Yeah, on Monday Night Raw.
Oh,
He's
about
like-
the luchador, yeah.
That gym that he gave the card.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but apparently that gym is run by Zelina Vega and Black.
Oh.
It could be a hint. Also, did you see the Demon Finn Balor? The hint to that
No.
on Monday Night
where-
Raw.
When was
There's
that?
a you'd have to look back at the segment, and it's in the corner. It's just like a little picture. It's I don't know. It's pretty funny. At least I thought. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'll have to look back at that.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't catch that at first until I saw the picture and I was like, okay, let me go back, and I was like, oh, it's right there. It's pretty cool. So they're hinting at some stuff, maybe. That other Black thing is kind of, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure on, but a possibility. A possibility. Nonetheless, you know, Rumble is just a couple weeks. Rumble episode we'll be doing probably next episode, a full prediction. Still got to think of who I think is actually gonna, you know, we all got to think actually who's gonna win, because it's the hardest matches to predict for the whole year.
For sure.
Unless it's like clear and concrete, like some years it was just obvious. But nonetheless, let's figure out who the interim champion will be going in to the Rumble will be. We got 4 matches here. Let's start off with more an obvious one. Rhea Ripley, new champion again, defending her belt against Nia Jax. Obvious match, of course. I do think that these two can put on a decent match, though. Nia Jax has definitely improved quite a bit on her in-ring skills.
She has.
A little bit more of a safer worker now, which is obviously great to see. And then the only thing I think that needs a little bit more help is obviously the talking. She has a couple of good lines here and there, but
Yeah,
it's
she's
not
pretty-
like...
Yeah, I see what you're saying. She can be quick on her feet, but yeah, she could use a little bit of work.
1 or 2 lines can come out of nowhere and be like, that was actually decent, but like when she's like kind of delivering a promo or something, it's not that great in my opinion. Still needs a little bit of work. Nonetheless, she gets a title chance here though. I don't think Rhea Ripley is gonna lose though,
No.
especially at a show like Saturday Main Event. Just makes sense
Doesn't
for her to
count.
keep the title. She'd also just
Yeah.
won the title again, so
It's kind of out of nowhere, the attack, and
yeah. I
just
guess
a
this
setup
whole
for-
the whole transfer portal kind of
Mhm.
just opened up, and now I think Nia Jax is gonna move to Raw. It seems like.
I think
As
so.
Also with Bailey confirmed that.
Yes.
So I guess Charlotte will go to SmackDown, which is her her thing was on SmackDown, right? So I'm pretty
The
sure
thing, yeah, you're right. It was on, yeah, because
or Vignette or whatever. I think it was on
yeah, it was
SmackDown.
SmackDown. It was for sure.
So she'll go to SmackDown. So they'll definitely have to trade off a couple big names to make it kind of even. Becky Lynch is also in the, where's she gonna go?
She's got to go to Raw, right?
Yeah,
If Seth Rollins stays.
yeah, it'd make it easier, I guess, because I still got the kid.
Yeah, I think they're
Who
pretty
knows,
good
though?
at keeping people together. No.
Yeah, well, who knows? They could put her to SmackDown for the next couple of months and then have Seth Rollins join her. They could probably work something out. I don't know. Because you got to even out names. Because I think Roxanne Perez is going to move up to Raw. That's a pretty big name. She's been showing up on Raw.
Because she's feuding with Bayley, or she's going to feud with Bayley.
Yeah, so that's a Raw, and that's a big name. So you got to kind of even it out in a way. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we can both say Rhea Ripley will hold on to this belt.
There's no way she's going to lose it.
I hope it's a good match, though. I don't hope it's not like too short. Hope it give them enough time to work out a good match between these two. Let's move on to what should be a banger. Braun Breaker and Sheamus. Hard-hitting guys. These two are gonna put on a banger, like I just said. It's fight night for Sheamus. So I don't know, like the two champions on Raw, Gunther and Braun Breaker, in a lot of people's eyes, haven't had great runs.
I think because of the Netflix debut that they've trying to like focus on like SmackDown, like Cody Rhodes, and then they focus on the big names. So kind of Gunther and Braun have been kind of pushed to the side. So I think coming out of hopefully after the Rumble, there's more of a focus on each title.
Yeah.
And for this match, I don't know. I'm hoping that there's no interference. There's no Ludwig Kaiser. Yeah. That's what I'm worried about. But it's because it's not really a pay-per-view, so.
Or does Ludwig come out in that J match? Does he screw over Gunther? Jay is so over with the fans. This is the argument I can make. Jay is so over with the fans. Man. No person is more over. Whether you like the whole Yeet thing or you don't like it, that crowd involvement in that can't really be beaten right now. Do you put a title on like that guy right now, or do you not? If you don't, what backlash do you get? Because you already have some heat on Gunther's title reign. And then you have such a hot guy coming in to face him, and you make him lose? Now what? Is he the number one choice for the Rumble to win? Because in my opinion, he's still not.
No.
It's tough. It is. They make you think a little bit. Even though it's like, Gunther should definitely win. Because
I'm also thinking of, there's a way to, because there's so many different ways the WrestleMania matches could go. Like, does the belt eventually go on Punk? And how does it get to him? Does it go on, I don't know, Cena? So, like, is this a way to transition it to someone else? Or
yeah.
And then there could be the Gunther and Goldberg match. If that happens, is it better without the title? I think
that has to be without the title.
I think Goldberg is supposed to be on Monday Night Raw. I think next week.
Is he?
I think.
I don't know. I haven't heard about it yet. Maybe they're trying to hide it.
I think I heard the 27th, but.
Oh yeah. That could be big. Tyler would not be a fan.
So I like where you're going with that?
Because, like, Ludwig right now, he's mid-card. Gunther basically kind of pushed him aside and said, you have to prove yourself. I don't know. Maybe Ludwig does something. They gotta do something kind of big at these events in a way to make people want to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's just obvious matches. And I mean, nothing wrong with that. They put on good matches. It's fun to go see, but you always want to be part of something big live. I mean, they have the whole contract signing as well for this event, so there could be something there. But yeah, Braun Breaker, Sheamus. Like, again, it could go obvious, and they could have someone interfere. I hope they don't. They let these two just fight it out.
I hope they don't either.
I'll say Braun Breaker.
You know what? I'll say Sheamus just to shake it up.
Okay.
Get his title that he's been looking for. Yeah, let's do that. Let's shake it up.
Okay. Fair enough. That definitely throws another hat in the name for the Rumble if Breaker loses. But then his mid-card runs would just be awful.
Yeah.
Which just sucks if that happens for him. But yeah, we'll see. We'll move to what we were saying before we started this episode. Strowman and Jacob Fatu, which we think could definitely be match of the night.
I think so.
These two go at it.
It's a different match. Fatu will he'll just make it exciting.
Oh yeah. He'll do so much. I think he has so much more adrenaline in him and so much more that we haven't seen, and it may come out in this match.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman might make him reach down deep and go the extra mile. Like, we might see like a pop-up Samoan drop of Braun Strowman.
We haven't seen him face a guy this size in
No.
WWE, so I'm looking
Definitely
forward
going to see a lot of power here from Fatu, I think.
Yeah.
Imagine he just like pop-up Samoan drop, top rope, moonsault, kicks out at 2.
Do they go through the announce table that they've been?
Is this the that's a
overhyping? Yeah.
Should that be the tiebreaker here?
Tiebreaker.
Does the announcer table break?
Well, right now we've got a different.
We do have different ones.
Okay, let's see how the other two go, and then we'll figure out a tiebreaker.
Okay. Well, for this match, Jacob Fatu's winning. There's no way they make him lose. There's no way they make him lose.
There's no way.
They've got to build this man up, and he hasn't really had much singles matches yet. Like, he's had a few, but no, there's no way he loses this. He beats Strowman. Great match, I hope.
The Rumble?
But Fatu?
Yeah.
Maybe. He'd
be pretty excited in that.
That's how they could set up Fatu and Solo.
Yeah.
Fatu could be doing doing all the work for Solo, and then Fatu just eliminates him a little bit later on. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. But I hope this match is good.
I think it will be.
Before we decide on that tiebreaker, I guess we'll go over the final match, which is Gunther and Jey Uso, and then we'll decide if that can be a tiebreaker for both of us. That announcer table, which I think is a kind of a fun one to do, because they have overhyped it, and I think they're saving it for two big guys, obviously, to do something, or maybe Logan Paul wants to be the one to jump off the top rope and break it.
Yeah. No, it has to be big. It has to be big guys.
It needs to happen once for Logan Paul for them to be like, "Hey, Logan, you can do this."
Yeah.
Because then it's like, yeah, okay.
But it's weird because they talk about it so much.
I know.
Like
they talk. That's one thing. I feel like they've done, and I'm not a huge fan of it. They've overhyped their product too much. Like, you don't have to tell me you're on Netflix X amount of times for me to know and be like this. And you don't need to tell me about how great this announcer table is and how strongly built it is.
The only thing that I'm thinking of is because they might think there's so many new viewers that I don't know. I get what you're saying, but there's also a lot of casual fans, I think, that watch, and that helps them, I guess.
Yeah, no, and it could also be Netflix being like, you gotta plug our name.
Yeah, because when they're on,
which is also wild because
when they're on SmackDown, they plug, because in the US they're not on Netflix on SmackDown,
no.
So people on the USA channel are watching and they're telling them to get Netflix and watch Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's just something I've noticed, and I'm like, hey, they gotta kind of eventually stop doing this because it's getting old. But no, nonetheless, this table is gonna break. It's not unbreakable. They're gonna do it eventually. Whether it happens here or not, it's gonna happen.
Right.
It is funny though. It is funny how they overhype it. But Gunther and Jey Uso had us thinking a little bit. The whole Ludwig statement. Maybe he comes into play and screws over Gunther here. Jey Uso's coming in hot. He's got the crowd with him. Like I said, he is the most over man in wrestling industry right now, pretty much. I don't think anyone tops him right now. Is it smart for them to make him lose this match? And maybe win at a pay-per-view or PLE?
I think it's now or never, right? I would
because
say, maybe not never, but not in the near future because of all the
stars.
Yeah,
the stars and WrestleMania. Like, can you sell a Jey Uso and Gunther match more than can you sell a Cena and Gunther match at Mania, for example? No, you just can't. And a lot of people would say no, you can, but at the end of the day, Cena's Cena. You know, like you can't.
That's true.
I love Jey. Jey's all respect to him, but you won't be able to beat a guy who's drawn the numbers for years.
Unless it's a transitional champion, he does he wins it and loses it
again. They do it again to him though.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I think though, like we talked about it though. Like, let's say Cena does win the Rumble and they go kind of more obvious. I think he goes for Cody's belt. I don't think he goes for that heavyweight belt, which could leave Jey kind of safe if he wins this belt to hold on for a little longer than we would think. But then Gunther, maybe he goes to face Goldberg at Mania, which would be just a cool match for him. Just be kind of an off year for him though.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine. I mean, Rollins did that a few years ago with Logan. They still put on a good match. And then obviously Rollins got paid for what he did, and he got his championship run and everything. So,
yeah.
Do I do it? Does Jey Uso? I mean, you went Sheamus.
I'm going Gunther. I'm gonna go Gunther.
I wanted to see this table break, so Jey Uso is winning this belt. Jey Uso is gonna win, and I think this table is gonna break at a Saturday night main event.
So I'm saying no, and you're saying yes.
Yes, that is
okay. That's the tiebreaker.
That's the tiebreaker, because we've kind of we've could have evened out, or one person will just win completely. Yeah, it could very well happen, and who knows? Who knows?
At least we have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, we do have the tiebreaker. So we'll see who becomes the interim champion. In terms of the contract signing, obviously these two are gonna brawl for like the 5th time. Which leads me to my next point. Triple H is a fan of having the two wrestlers brawl. I think he misses having his one-on-one brawls with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That he's just wanted to bring it back into the product. And
what was Nia and Ripley on Monday?
Nia and Ripley had one. Security come involved. Cody and Kevin Owens are up to like 4 now. Security always involved. He loves it. He really does.
He loves the chaos.
He does. Again, is it getting too old? Like, do we need something new?
I think it could. I think it can get old. I'm not there yet, but it could get old. Especially
when you're doing it with the same feud. With the same 2 guys all the time.
Yeah, I like that they switch it up. Was it Monday night where he was with... No, wait, that was Friday Night SmackDown with Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Monday was he was talking to Sammy. So I like that. There's a progression in the story. There's a side quest, pretty much. I loved how that all worked out. Yeah, no, I guess that is true. Like, he does the same thing, but then he also develops like more storylines within a storyline. Yes. And
so that's the way he kind of gets away with it.
Another reason is he intermingles stories with other people, and there's long-term story. Kevin Owens talks to Sammy, and Sammy goes, "Oh, you're gonna be pissed at me because I teamed with Roman." Kevin goes, "No, this is why." So I like how his story is not just like in one lane. Yeah. It veers off. There's Rey Mysterio. There's like Drew McIntyre's kind of in the bubble. Like it's very good mapping out of a story and long-term story. Vince would like, "Oh, that happened 6 months ago. No one cares. We're not gonna talk about that again." Whatever.
Yeah. But that's also how you know you're having consistent viewership, because they look back at it and they're like, "Oh, this happened. But if they like it, then you know it's working."
Yep.
Then like, and if they don't like it, then you know, okay, we're never doing this again. Like, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
We're not going to bring it up in the future.
And they change
it's just not going to happen. And then change it. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, you do make a point there. You know, obviously the brawls can get a little boring at times. It's like, okay, it's the same thing. But at least he's intertwining different storylines and it's working, building to something.
Yeah.
And I do like that he kind of does it based on where they are. Like, they were in San Diego, so it's Rey Mysterio's night.
Yeah.
The other night was San Francisco, so it was Bayley's night. They kind of intertwine that. Like, this past Monday was in Texas, so JBL was there. They kind of do that, which is cool. I like that they do that as well. And then my last thing, does the winged title belt come back permanently, or are they sticking with that big WWE Universal whatever you want to call World Championship?
Yeah.
Personally, winged title belt all day long.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Looks way better. Thank you, Kevin Owens, for actually bringing it back to at least have a little longer than what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And I think it just looks better.
What
if Cody pulls off the wing title first, and then the other one? Is that like a hint that he's taking the wing title belt? But then if he does that, Kevin Owens goes like, "Look, I was right all the whole time. I was the champion."
Yeah.
He could say something like that.
I wish they would, but I can't see it.
Yeah.
Just because they have the WWE logo front and center, they're all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Or maybe they could give us a custom in between.
Yeah.
They could do something like that for us at Mania or something.
Like, the heavyweight title is kind of like...
Yeah, it's kind of like a mixed match. They could do something like that.
The logo's there, but it's not like
Yeah, like they could do a smaller logo, and then they could have wings off the side. I think it'd be kind of cool. Like a little circle, WWE, and then wings on the side. I think it would just look better.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's my opinion. I still think the wing title is the best title they ever came out with.
100%.
That or the one that Triple H also held. A lot of wrestlers did, but they had like it was like the Earth Globe kind of. It was kind of like
that came after.
Yeah, that was good too. Those two.
Yeah.
Man, nonetheless, that is all the time we have for this episode of the 5-Star Frogcast. You can follow us on our Instagram page at the 5-Star Frogcast, TikTok, same thing, YouTube. Go check out the last video. It has the clip. We're also going to be posting the clip to all our socials to see what goes on with the storyline. We don't know when Tyler's going to be back. This is why
we wish him all the best.
Wish him all the best. Next week, Rumble predictions, and then it's the road to WrestleMania. So it's a busy time of the year here. But Tyler, I keep thinking it's Tyler too. Tony.
Yes.
Ring that bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
And we'll catch you in the next one.